All right, this is the Kojima Productions Report. I'm your host, Ryan Payton, with special guest, Debi Mae West, the voice of Meryl.
Hello.
Thank you for joining me on this very special edition of the show.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
And this was a request not only from me, I wanted you to come on the show and talk, but also from many, many fans that sent in fan mail and wrote in and say, "Where's Meryl? We want her on the show." If you got Raiden, you have David Hayter, and you have Otacon, then why isn't Meryl on the show? So this has been long overdue.
I'm so happy to be here. I feel honored that I have fans, and I've met some of them over the years.
You have?
Been pretty amazing. Yeah, I was in an airport once a couple years back and met about 16 kids that were going off to boot camp. Huh. And I don't know how we got to talking about video games, but I said that I was Meryl, and they freaked out. And it's just been an amazing experience over the years to meet people who find out, because I don't really know video games that well, and I know Meryl seems to be pretty famous.
Well, what is it like, if you're not a gamer and then people really connect with this character? How does that seem to you? Is that kind of like a foreign thing, or do you understand why they connect so much with the character? Or?
I think it's similar to connecting to any actor, that you see on a movie screen, and especially when you seems to be that gamers put so much effort into winning games.
Right.
So you really get to know the characters, and I'm sure, people who have played till the end and seen me ride off towards the bison with Snake, I'm sure they feel like they know me somehow. So.
Yeah, having like a very memorable script and a memorable game like Metal Gear Solid was, that doesn't hurt at all to get your character become like a superstar in the world of video game characters. So it's a very memorable script for me. I remember playing MGS1 when I was in high school, actually, and I'll never forget playing through it and Snake's connection with Meryl and all that good stuff.
We loved each other, or I loved him, right?
Exactly. Yeah, we're not sure about Snake so much, but I was talking to Chris Zimmerman, our voiceover director, about this recently, and I thought I mentioned on the podcast because it was out. We keep talking about MGS1 lately because you're coming back, you're reappearing in MGS4, and just thinking back about all this, the story of MGS1 and how it was set in Alaska. And I remember playing that when I was in high school, and I remember that I played in my parents' basement, which was really cold because my dad, he's a really big guy. He's half Armenian. He's got lots of body hair, and he gets really overheated very quickly. So he wouldn't let me turn on the heat in the basement because all the heat would rise, and he gets really upset. He'd call down "Turn off the heat." So I remember playing in this game based in Alaska, shivering while I'm playing it. It was a very surreal experience. So that's how I experienced the game, and literally millions of other people had probably different experiences when they were playing with Snake and Meryl. So, all right, well, can I ask you a question about how you got started as a voice actor and doing games?
Sure. I started doing voiceovers about 12 years ago, and actually I think my first video game was actually with Chris Zimmerman, and she had helped me with an audition for a cartoon series. I won a great job. It was 101 Dalmatians, playing the voice of Lucky, and I did Pam Siegel's voice, and I never in a million years thought that I would be able to do her voice. She was actually a friend of mine, would come see my band, and she said, "Oh, getting into voiceovers is so hard." And the first job I really got was doing her voice as playing a dog, and Chris helped me get that job. And she's actually the voice of Bobby on King of the Hill, so a lot of people know her as that.
Right.
And so I think just in terms of voiceover in general, I was able to do, I am still able to do commercials and cartoons and video games, narration and promos, and I've been able to work with Chris doing a lot of games. And
I was looking at your rap sheet. We got Spider-Man 3 that you did recently, Rainbow Six Vegas, God of War 2.
God of War 2, yeah.
I think you probably remember that part. I saw which part it was. It was one of the bathhouse girls or something like that.
That was a great role.
Was it?
Another fabulous performance by Debi.
Oh, thank you, Chris. It's been interesting. I don't play video games because I'm just not very coordinated at it, and so I actually have a stack of all these video games that I've been in over the years, and I had never seen the character of Meryl years ago when we did the remake of MGS. Mm-hmm. I saw it, and that was it. And then when I came to do this with you guys, was the first time I really got to see what she looked like and see her in motion and listen to the voice. And it's pretty interesting because I can hear my commercials and I can have all that stuff, but since I don't play games, I don't get to see what my characters do.
Well, I think that answers Micha from Brazil, his question about have you ever played Metal Gear Solid to the very end.
I've never played it. No.
It's hard.
I think that's why people love it, right? Because it's a really hard
It's a challenge.
game.
It's a challenge, and it sucks for a lot of actors that appear in the game. They want to experience it, and pretty much the only way you're going to experience it, if you're not really good at games, is probably on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly, and that's what I've been doing lately is YouTubing it. I do give the games to my nephews and see how good they are, and
Right.
they were never able to finish the game either. And
Right. Well, I mean, even if you don't play these games, do you have a favorite character that that you've been interacting with as an actress? That's a question from Damien in the United States.
I would say that Meryl is definitely, just because so many people that I've met over the years know who she is. And I was actually at a video game writers conference last year, and that was when I first heard talk about Meryl coming back.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't know anything, so I didn't know if I was actually going to be the voice or what was going to happen. But just the way that I've been received as a voice actor in this character of Meryl has really been amazing. I mean, I feel so honored, and I think it's really sweet, and I love meeting people and seeing how excited they get when they hear that I'm Meryl.
Yeah, like at the airport, right?
Yep.
And a question from Mohammed in Kuwait. He wanted to know if you've heard the Japanese voice actor for Meryl, and if you've had a chance to meet her yet. Because I think that's probably what happened at that games conference, that writing conference. I think what happened was the Japanese trailer came out first, and then people knew that Meryl was coming back, and then we came and recorded the English part. But.
Well, the interesting thing is that when we record, as you know, my voice is Meryl. I get to watch the actors in Japan do the body movement, and then once in a while we hear the voice. So I have heard her voice, but I have never met her, and I think we sound really different.
Yeah, in a good way.
Yeah.
I think her voice suits that Japanese Meryl. I mean, she's a tough girl in Japan, but you're definitely Meryl for me.
Oh, thank you.
and I think for a lot of people that are very happy that you're returning for MGS4.
I'm so excited.
All right, the next question is coming from Acid, and he submitted this to the unofficial Metal Gear Solid site.
I like that name, Acid.
Yeah,
it's really interesting.
Very cool. And his question is: do you share any personality traits with Meryl?
Well, I was just commenting earlier when I read the question. I wanted to say, yeah, I'm a badass like Meryl, but I definitely don't carry a gun on me or anything like that. But I think I don't have to put too much on. I mean, I really just do my voice, and Chris, not to kiss her butt or anything, but she really is my favorite director of all time. She really knows how to pull a great character out of me, and yet I feel like Meryl is me in a lot of ways. I'm pretty tough. I have a friend of mine that just said to me yesterday, "You're just so intense," and I think Meryl is intense, and so I think we definitely share that kind of an intensity. I probably have a lot more fun than she does in life.
Yeah, probably. She's very serious.
Yeah, she's pretty serious.
She takes things very seriously.
I can be serious, but I love to dance and go crazy and enjoy my life.
I can't picture Meryl doing that for some reason.
Especially with her hair. It's so stiff.
I love it. Yeah, she would not be picking up a lot of guys with that kind of hair. They'd be wondering what's going on. Too much hairspray?
Too much hairspray.
Too much gel?
Too much plastic.
Yeah. Well, hopefully we'll fix that in upcoming trailers. But another question from Mr. Smiley.
Mr. Smiley.
He's writing to us from the United States. And his question is, he wants to clear up a rumor. And he heard this rumor that Debi Mae West recorded the voice of Eva in Metal Gear Solid 3. Are there any truth to those rumors?
Absolutely not. It's funny, so many people call me and say, "Oh, I heard you on this commercial," or "I heard you on that commercial," and I guess there's people that sound like me. I think my gravelly voice is there's definitely something to mine that's different, but Suzette Mignette, I believe, Suzette Mignette, I believe, was the voice of Eva. So we'll clear that rumor right up, because I've only played Meryl in the Metal Gear Solid series.
This is true. And that's weird. I've played through Metal Gear Solid 3 many, many times, and
Did you think
the
I
voice
sounded
is totally
like her?
different.
Oh, really?
Totally different.
I'd love to hear it, because I'd love to hear why he thought that.
We could pull it up. And moving on, I thought we could talk about the past a little bit here with MGS1.
Okay.
And wanted to talk a little bit about how you got the gig exactly. How you got started on Metal Gear Solid 1. How were you called in? Like, how did that all work out?
Well, Chris asked a bunch of her friends that are in the business that she works with as voice